And the Washington Commanders. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And some room to work. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Well, and this is where quarterbacks' passing numbers sometimes get a little bit more inflated than they should, because this is a short little pass, but it goes for big yardage. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Throwing is Cousins. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings need just 2 plays on their opening drive to take the early lead. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Wentz bringing the Commanders out for 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. On play action, Wentz. That's into the hands of his tight end Bates. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. This defense for the Vikings, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen 1 touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
Down, man, 5-4. Great 57.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith.
Well, just had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different colored jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
Here's Madison running on first down. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up first and goal. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
Bring the energy.
They'll look to run with Nwangu, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kene Nwangu, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A gain of 14, first down Commanders.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
19 yards there on the catch and run. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10, down at the 31.
Trey 15, Trey 15.
On play action, it's Wentz. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series, because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10. Wentz now to throw. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Vikings are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they are over 500 for the season, 4-3. They got back above 500 with a victory last week. And, Charles, you think this is a very important week for them, do you not?
I certainly do, because when you start to do the math, and yes, I'm using my fingers to count. If you're 4-4 at the midway point, let's say you're saying 10 wins is your cutoff line for a playoff berth. It's usually right around that number. A loss here, all of a sudden you got to go 6-2 down the stretch just to reach 10 wins. That means this game is vital.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. They'll go Madison up the middle. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 41. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all. That's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 13-0 is the score after one on EA Sports. On first down, right back to Gibson. And he stopped immediately there. Zadarius Smith able to get him down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Wentz. That's caught by Sims. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 21. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Play action. Now Wentz. Dancing to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Go.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Man, 5-7. Sunday.
Throwing now is Wentz. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. 30. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. The mistakes continuing to pile up, and it looked like they were going to be able to eat into that deficit. Instead, now the deficit is even larger.
Yeah, they were on a march with a chance to get back within a score, but now that deficit continues to grow.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Takes it at the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Commanders take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start. It's certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because, to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
Gibson gets hit, and he fumbles it. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having two hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. To throw, Cousins. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Osborne. Touchdown, Vikings. K.J. Osborne from 21 yards away. And the Vikings continue to pull away here in this first half. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. From the 6. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. Sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Now a play fake. Wentz. He'll buy some time right. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all. As we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. Tackle there by Lewis Seen. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They fake the give. Now Wentz. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A really nice gain of 25 yards. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. One more time with Gibson. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1.
I don't even have to stretch for this one. This is 4-down territory. They've got to get it in with the deficit that they're facing.
Absolutely. It's not the 4th quarter, but still, I think you can't be thinking 3 here.
No, if you do that, you might as well go ahead and fold up on this one. But I don't think they're built like that.
They'll try to run with Gibson. And this time he is in. Antonio Gibson punching it in from a yard away. And the Commanders are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead now down to 20. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Cousins now to throw on first down. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number one. Now they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Throwing, Cousins. And he floats one there, incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now a give running left is Nwangu. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets
Washington takes over first and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
the Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. A little bit of space there for the first down run as that's going to get him about 5 yards. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Here we go, here we go. No.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. Fielded right around the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Throwing on first is Wentz. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. It's a gain of 34. Now, look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. On 2nd and 11 now. Wentz. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on a flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Now Wentz. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
They were well aware of the scoreboard as they went into halftime, and they know how tough it's been to put up any kind of points. But if there's a positive after that play, is that they were able to take a shot in the end zone on their opening drive of this half. The negative, though, that shot at 6 ended in an interception, and we know that's not going to jumpstart this struggling offense.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Another carry now for Madison. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They run on 1st down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming.
But that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Oh, nice move. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
He had to fight for every yard on that run, shook himself free of a tackle, and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on it. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
Look at the spin. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
1st down. Here's Cousins. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. 23 yards, the final tally. From the red zone now, Cousins. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. Touchdown! Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now on the afternoon. And the Vikings will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. From the 6. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd. Wentz now on 1st down.
They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. With this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants him to finish this one out.
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack.
Well, Zadarius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground.
Well, I wish this staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the fourth quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I get the backups in there if it were me.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Straight ahead, Gibson.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. The tackle goes to Harrison Smith.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the past. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
Touchdown, Washington.
Curtis Samuel, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Commanders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Slide for the PAT.
And the lead is down to 20.
Makes the score, Vikings 34, Commanders 14.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
From the 6.
Oh, good return up past the 30.
Commander Wongo on the return. The Vikings take over first down 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, fourth quarter, and a chance, if they want, to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call to finish this one off.
Another run now for Nwangu.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
On first down, they'll run with Nwangu.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14.
Give left side here for Nwangu.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they've
thrown across his body, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Winston Johnson.
Wentz going to throw.
A throw to the flat here for McKissick.
And he goes down at the 26. A pickup of 13, and that last play began at the 13. First down. Wentz to throw again. And my goodness, another interception. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the Vikings are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Throwing here, Cousins.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. On play action, Cousins. Out to his left. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
On the give is Nwangu.
And a loose football.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And that will write a finish to this ball game. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. Charles.